And it's only supposed to be fuzzy on the outside.
Are you kidding?
No, that's
Then why
it.
does it feel that way when I put my pinky in?
I don't have no idea. It's not supposed to.
That's well, I'm gonna go back to the clergy and write a strongly worded letter.
All my medical advice comes from three scrolls down on Reddit, but still.
Well, and you know what it said on that Reddit thread?
I know what every third thing
Welcome to Zig
said.
and Larry Ignore a Topic.
Hi, I'm Zig, that's Larry. It's supposed to be fuzzy on one of the sides. How are you?
How am I?
Not you. No, no, the listeners.
Oh, the
How are
listener.
you? So call in.
Phone lines are open.
Yep. Give us a buzz.
That's 1-900
That's not a thing anymore.
555
Never was a thing.
buttfuck.
Uh, excellent.
Excellent. Yes. It's that's the alternative. That line is busy. 1-900.
1-900 pay for something. 555 fictional, but fuck, too many clicks. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
I'm
We
not
were
good at math. We
we
all
were
know that.
sold that, and I don't think we got a good price.
Oh, we got to hurry up this recording. My wife got new bras, and she was showing them to me, so I got to go upstairs and look at her tits again.
Okay, excellent.
So if we can finish this up like now, I'm done. She got push-up bras from Victoria's Secret,
So
and
that's been our episode.
I
Join us next week when Larry cleans off his screen.
yeah, you're giving me a little too much credit. It's snub noses don't have that much range.
I did see they're making God, it's probably on Shark Tank or something. They're making push-up bras for junk.
That's just good underpants.
No, but this is like manufactured
Oh,
specifically for false advertising in the junkness.
oh, well,
And I didn't know that that was a huge thing. My wife is a big dick looker, apparently.
oh,
On the train, like back in Chicago,
yeah.
I heard her friends they were huge dick lookers.
Well,
They were bulge checkers.
well, good for them.
Yeah, I just
You
didn't
know,
know it was as popular
I didn't know it was a
as.
sport. I didn't know you could letter in it in high school, but um, I'm sitting here, I'm having a sparkling liquid death because I've had tummy issues.
Can we talk about Liquid Death real quick?
Yeah,
They're brilliant, but they bother me at the same time.
for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Um, I will
their
tell you,
marketing is great.
the marketing's
It's
great.
it's water. It's a big can of water.
Yeah,
I prefer bought cans over bottles. Sure, plastic bottles anymore. You got to.
yeah,
It's water.
yeah.
When you
The,
make fun of them, they make fun of themselves right back using your own shit,
yeah.
which is brilliant. But it's water. Did you pay money for that water? Your
Uh,
money.
yeah. Well, this is sparkling water.
Okay, it's water that's been farted in. Did you pay money for that?
Yeah, of course. It was on sale.
Amazing to
I got it. Here's my first experience with it. I had done a gig in northern Iowa and um went out afterwards. And so when I say I went out, it was a weeknight, so some of the other comics had to go and do their day jobs. I found a brewery, pounded beers at the brewery until they were like, "Hey, buddy, we're last call." Great. What time is it? 10:30. Well, it's not bedtime yet. They're like, "Yep, there's other bars open down there." And then I found a cowboy bar, like like
me.
legit
What
cow.
grandma's bar closes at 10:30?
It's a brewery. It's not a
Oh, it's a
bar.
brewery.
Yeah.
I was getting shit faced in Chili's.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that night that I got shit-faced in the middle of nowhere, Missouri at an Applebee's taking over
Mhm.
their touch tunes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I went to the cowboy bar who the bouncer was a steer wrestler. There were legit like there was a rodeo near town.
Steer wrestler.
Yeah. Like what I
Yeah,
used to do.
so yeah, yeah. So as a bouncer, he's the winner then.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Mhm.
walked when I walked up, he was on the phone and I started to pull my license and he's like, "Nah." And I was like, "All right." And he came in and he's like, "Hey, I didn't mean any offense. I was like, no, and at the time the beard was, I was like,
I
it's
got a big white
most,
beard. Yeah.
yeah, it's a big gray beard, man. And good guess. And he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and goes, used to, did you bulldog? And I was like, yeah, you? He goes, yeah, I'm currently. He said, retired? I was like, yeah, how could you tell? He goes, the limp. And I was like, oh, all right. He goes, what are you drinking? I said, what are you buying? And he goes, well, looks like we're doing 2 shots of mezcal. And I went, oh, okay. And then I made friends with some calf ropers that it's like legit cowboys. And so we were just exchanging rodeo stories, and they were buying me drinks. I then stumbled back to my hotel, and then I had to drive to Watertown, South Dakota, which was straight north about 4 hours. Um, and so I went to the gas station right next door to fill up, get some food, um, and just supplies. I thought I'm getting because they had Liquid Death on sale. I grabbed a bunch of cans of the sparkling, not realizing I just assumed it was regular water. I didn't know. I check out, I get in the car, I pop it open because I'm fighting for my fucking life at this point.
Well, yeah, if you get drunk at an Applebee's, eating Applebee's food and pitcher beer
Well, no,
is just,
this is not the same trip.
I know, but in your own, in one life.
Yeah, yeah, true. But I open this up and I take a big, like 3 big swallows and nearly spit everything out because I thought the water was bad. But I was like, wait, it's sparkling water. Oh wait, I think I feel better. And I started like chugging the sparkling water. And so now I keep it in the fridge so when I feel slightly uh, under the less than good mark, I drink one of these. I don't care if it's a placebo effect or not. It makes everything feel better.
Is it any different than soda water? I know somebody's going to tell me, yeah, but gun to your head.
Um, I think if you were to tell me, hey, it's club soda here and it's liquid death sparkling water here, can you tell the difference? And I took drinks, I guarantee you I could not.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Yeah.
I'd be like, I don't know, they both bubble and they both tickle my tongue. So yay.
They tickle my tum tum. They tickle my butthole from the
They
inside.
sure do.
That's from
Um,
Rogers and Hammerstein, I think.
yeah, no, that was definitely Rogers and Hammerstein. Or Siegfried
Wrestling,
and Roy. Maybe it was Siegfried and Roy.
do you think you might have an advantage with a bull wrestler? Because you don't wait, steer, does steer have horns? Is a steer male or female? What's a steer?
Steers are both male and female.
Okay, so they
Um,
don't necessarily have horns. I'm guessing they
they
would be
do. The males
okay.
have horns, the females
Okay.
do not.
Would you have an advantage not having horns and being able to slip your head out of whatever hold they're used to?
No, because they'll likely grab a hold of your ears. So if you try to get away
We
from
have
that,
lived very different lives.
they get to keep one of your ears.
We have lived very, very different lives.
Yes. Yeah, we have. And
How old
yet
were
we
you when you lost your virginity?
18.
Okay, so I got you there.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Never,
mean,
while never once having wrestled an animal.
yeah, I mean, all in high school there was everything but because I was afraid um mostly of knocking a girl up in high school. And
I
I was uh, honestly, I just didn't
was
want
gonna
to.
say you come by that one, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. That was I was working full time for a living and she was in college,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Your dad's what, 12 years older than you? Something like that?
something like that. No,
Yeah.
he's 20. He's a full 20 years.
Yeah.
He had graduated high school only because they were tired of having him there.
He was more injected with paperwork. Put the paperwork, roll it up in a tube, and hand it to him. Get him the fuck gone.
We that giant son of a bitch. We can't tell him what to do. That we never could. We got to get out of here.
2 plus 2 means I fucked your mother. Correct. Okay.
Good
Okay.
job.
Which gun did you bring to class today, Bruce?
Which one do you not want to be shot with? Oh God.
Only one going to trig with a backup piece on his ankle.
I
And
can't
he went
even.
into trig accidentally. Numbers? Just a different skill set, that's all.
It's a different, yeah, I now the old man's just retired from everything.
Yeah,
And
good for him.
yeah, and now he gets to say the things like I'm retired, which is just it's delightful. Hey, did you do anything today? I'm retired. Oh, okay, good. Good for you.
Fine.
Although, did I tell you that he took a crowbar to the fucking mouth?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
I
the
mean,
one
probably.
he was
Only
working.
once?
Well, only the one time where he actually went, I should probably go to the hospital for this.
Oh shit, was he bad enough for him to go see medical attention? So
Yeah, he
so
had
he lost the jaw then, huh?
just about.
Uh-huh.
They said if it had been an inch higher, he'd have been dead.
Oh, sweet. I love when doctors say shit like that. You
Yeah.
know, 2 millimeters to the left, your dick would have fallen off. What?
What?
Why do I need to so that I can for next time? What have I learned? What are we doing?
Just be grateful. I certainly am. No, he was working on a piece of machinery and didn't turn it off.
Okay. So he's working on it while it was
While it was
actively.
running, while the gears were and it was a flat bar. It wasn't a full crowbar. It was a flat bar, and
Uh,
it protanged out, and the sharp end hit him
oh.
square in the mouth and split him from nostril down to like
Oh.
mid chin. Yeah,
That's why you turn shit off.
yeah. Oh yeah, he
That's
was.
why you close the water main. That's why you pull the breaker. That's
Yeah,
why you do shit like that. So that the angry bits can't come and get you.
yeah. Well, I when they're telling me the story, I was like, one, why am I just finding out now? Dad's like,
Wait,
well,
when was this? I don't think you actually told me this.
this has been a year and a half now,
Okay. If you did,
maybe a
I drank it
year.
away, which is so it's
Fair enough.
probable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he I was like, why did I not know? And he's like, what are you, a doctor? You're gonna come sew it up for me? No, but I should know when my dad has a near catastrophic he goes, that's the key. Near. It wasn't catastrophic. Jesus Christ. Okay.
You know what? I'm on his side on that one though. You know what I mean? Like when I get shit happening to me, I'm like I don't go announcing it to my family.
I don't
Why didn't I know? Because I lived.
yeah.
It's fine.
Yep, that's kind of what yeah, most of my family like, well, I didn't know. Right. You didn't have to. You'll be notified upon my demise.
God bless my crazy pants mother. But 2 years ago, when I got fucked up beyond all repair on the right side, was laid up for a month, basically just convalescing on my own couch. She's like, "We're gonna come down there and help." No, absolutely not.
No, you're not. You're not
No,
going
you're
to help.
not. No.
How are you going to help?
You're gonna sit there, look at me, and go, "Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay?" For a week. That
Yeah.
doesn't help. I'm already on opium. I'm fine.
Oh, you look, it looks like it hurts. Are
What
you
do you
hurting?
what do you need? I need for my wife to hand me soup and a beer, my pills, and the remote. That's all I need for like a couple of weeks. That's
And
it.
to, yeah, and to not feel guilty when I go, I'm gonna play some Xbox.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do today is drink a six pack of beer, take these opioids, and and play Xbox. What are you gonna play on Xbox? I don't know. It probably won't even have to be on.
The
I'm gonna
home screen, most likely. I'd be giggling at leaves for an hour.
Bing bong, bing bong. It makes noise. I think I'm winning.
Why are you doing that? Because it makes me not care about the pussing that's occurring.
the the
Ah, the sweet, sweet pussing that's
yeah.
occurring.
So yeah, he just takes a flat bar to the face and had to shave off his mustache for the first time in forever.
Oh no, he's gonna have a scar in the middle of his stash.
But it's actually it's overgrown just fine.
Oh yeah, there does have a line there.
Yeah, it's apparently he's manly enough that even his mustache is like fuck that scar. So
God damn it.
the worst thing it did was, in his opinion, was chipped a tooth.
In his opinion. Yeah, but you know what? You know what? Let's see him paint a mural with children playing in a
Right,
field.
right.
I mean, I can't do that either.
I could draw it. I don't know if I
You
could
could draw
paint
it.
it.
I could color it.
Ooh.
That's what professionals do, right? Color.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about fucking comic books, I don't think so.
You know what? We're just doing it for whimsy anyway. So
You do the drawings, and I'll just sharpen my Crayolas like a fucking nitwit.
I sharpen them with my teeth.
Mm.
Buddy, are you
Are
eating
you
them?
eating them?
The purple tastes like grape. No, it
No,
doesn't.
it doesn't.
It tastes just like the yellow one and just like the red.
What does the salmon taste like? They all taste like constipation.
They all taste like I'm self-stimulating.
Eating them Play-Dohs, licking them windows. Hooray, it's Ziggy.
Oh man, that was the original idea for a kid's show, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was. It was. Yeah. I don't. You see, I think that we were like way too early for it because I would have played on Quibi. Like you could only do about 7 minutes of that,
Yeah.
and that only lasted for a little bit, even with all those stars. But still.
just just you shuffling out, looking at the screen, just gloop, 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 gloop. And then shuffling off.
Mhm.
It's Ziggy, and that's
I've gone full dad mode over here. Like none of that shit's happening anymore. None of that goofy like making people laugh and stuff. I got excited because I saw two woodpeckers in my tree. I had to go show my wife, and she wanted to see them too.
oh god.
I mean, they were big, the
Yeah,
size of a small chicken.
sure, sure, sure. Yeah, buddy.
Interesting.
That's oh
My
god.
chive crop died, and I was visibly upset. Chives bummed me out.
I'm bummed. I'm
The oregano's
bummed.
doing well.
I'm just gonna say I am bummed for other reasons. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I what the
I don't know. I don't know. I'm
it's
sober a lot of the time now, so
oh, do you need to talk?
I mean, not as much as my wife thinks I am,
Sure,
but
sure.
still plenty.
Yeah. Yeah, I came home last night from my gig and poured myself a pint glass of cocktail,
Hmm.
turned on my Xbox and warmed up some chicken strips that I had the foresight to buy myself earlier. Um, and then sat, ate chicken fingers, and played Red Dead Redemption while drinking half a bottle of rum.
I I'm impressed for a lot of reasons. Not the majority of which, but anymore, unless I was to go out and buy like a full bar of product at this point, I usually will go out and buy a bottle. And the most recently I attempted, I told there was oh God, 3 weekends ago. One of the times where we didn't have people in our fucking house since Christmas.
Right.
But I bought a nice bottle of Oban, and I was like, I'm gonna get this so that I sip it, so that I enjoy it. Yeah, 48 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I might as well just got Jim Beam at that point. I'm
I
just
tell you,
slugging it out of the bottle, going, I don't care.
my go-to junk whiskey is Evan Williams.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Well, a lot of things
Um,
are wrong with that, but not according to me.
well, no, nothing. Well, first and foremost, I know I've told this story before on here that we got to have dinner with Jimmy Russell,
Hmm.
the yeah master distiller for Wild Turkey,
Right.
and he got asked what his daily sipper was, and his response was, "Ain't nobody like my answer, but it's Evan Williams," and everyone went, "Oh," and he's like, "Have you had it? Have you actually drank it?" And some people were like, no. And I'm sitting there going, huh? And he goes, it ain't bad. And I said, no. And if you're going to mix it, he goes, yeah, if you're going to mix it, it might as well be a cheaper one. He said, but I don't need to. I throw a little ice in there. Maybe on occasion I'll squeeze a lemon or an orange. It's a damn good little drinker. And I'm like, well, Mr. Russell.
Well, you do also have to admit, though, that that gentleman is leaps and bounds above us in just sheer quantity of hard alcohol consumed. Does
No,
his tongue function anymore?
no, don't say that.
Straight,
That's
straight
libel.
crumbled charcoal is his seasoning for food, I'm guessing, because he
Yeah,
can't taste anything else.
yeah.
You ever lick the inside of a battery? Delicious. Holy shit, sir.
Here, I just want to feel something, just for once. Can you
He
You put
thinks
this
that
these jumper cables on my nipples while I drink this whiskey.
I put a little sugar and a lemon in it. He thinks it's iced tea. He's been drunk since Wednesday, and I don't think anybody else can tell.
Yeah, he was pretty laid back the entire time.
What do you do for a living? I keep the turkeys wild. Okay,
Fuck yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah, you do, pal.
good for you.
Yeah, the problem is once I open up that bottle of Evan Williams, it goes down real easy, especially if I've got like if I'm mixing it. Oh, stupid. I'll
I
drink a
almost never,
bottle.
I almost never mix whiskey anymore.
I it's my treaty treat. You know, it's my little yummy treat. Like I'll drink whiskey, just
Hmm.
ice fruit at the most. I'll make an old fashioned. Um, but for like a real like treaty treat, this little I'm gonna give myself a little pat on the bottom. I love a bourbon and cola. I love a bourbon and
Nothing wrong with
cola.
it. As long as it's not canned. Nothing wrong with that. I've got plenty
Right.
of bitters. I've got two different types of sweet vermouth, at least, if not three.
Hmm.
I just when I get whiskey in the house, it's like, what are you gonna do with it? Forget everything for a weekend.
Yeah. Well, like we've got
That's not healthy. That's probably not okay.
Glenn the other night brought over like 2 boxes of booze. He was like, "This is stuff that I tried. I wasn't a fan of, but I think you might like." And some of it's just, he's like, "I know you'll drink white rum. I'm not a fan. You've got, I don't really like aviation gin. I've got a jug of it, so here's this." And I'm like,
Jesus.
"Thank you." And he goes, "I'm just trying to drink less." I was like, "Good on you. Okay, we'll store it here." And I mean, it was some pretty good stuff. Like
Nice.
a lot of small batch bourbons and whiskeys, like hand labeled. And I was like, "Do you want money for this?" And he's like, "I want to forget that I ever owned it. So if you could just take care of it for me." So
You can just tell him Uncle Zig needs a hand. You know what I
I,
mean?
yeah, yeah, I look, just saying, haven't, I know everyone looked at me and they're like, "You're a child having children. What is wrong with you?" It's that now that I'm in my 40s and still young enough to hang out, I got a drinking buddy, and it's great. It's fucking
Yeah.
rad, man.
I got a drinking buddy too. She doesn't drink, but she does make all the same noises that I do. And we both fart and shit basically at the same time, and the
And giggle.
experience is similar. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I get that.
She just like looks around the room confused, and every once in a while our eyes lock, and we just both giggle. It's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Yep.
2.5 months
That's
old.
well, that's what we used to do with Glenn too. I'd walk him over to the house, we'd sit him up on the couch, and then we'd drink beer. And while he sat there, and
Hmm.
then somebody would come in and be like, "Can I hold the baby?" I'm like, "Please do. I Go ahead. I'm gonna have another beer."
I'm finding that it's amazing because my back, I developed a bad back now that I'm a father. Actually, I probably always had one. It's just that exacerbated it and showed it to me. But I'm like, oh no, you know what? It's actually getting better. It's getting better. You know what's getting better? When somebody's at the fucking house because they're the ones picking this goddamn thing up and holding out at back hurting level.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So then now that they leave, 2 days later, I'm like, why's my back hurt again? Ange picked up on that. It's like, because you're the one holding her again. I'm like, fuck, you're right. And for no reason today, my right shoulder, I'm sure it's completely dislocated. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Oh,
It's just, it's just,
fantastic.
it's just
Well,
hurts.
you're working on stuff, so
Yeah.
I what I did
What?
is I gotta put you in charge of the stopwatch.
For a quarter till. It was quarter till.
Was it?
Yep, close enough.
Okay, cool. I
Hmm.
excellent, because I keep forgetting. I did it one time. Remember when I did it one time?
Yeah.
That was good.
So yeah.
That was good. Okay.
So split society.
That's our sponsor, our one and only sponsor forever
We
and for
we
always.
were working on another one. Then they heard the show. Splitsociety.org, though, they like us because they are weed people. They're the purveyors of fine, hand rolled, and toasted by artisan spliffs. A spliff that you can buy and put whatever you want in there so that you're not rolling your own, so that you don't have to fill up a bat like a child. These are actually tasty wraps like a fine cigar for your favorite herb.
Spliffsociety.org. catch
Catch the
it.
fever.
That was a perfect read. I
That
got no
wasn't bad.
notes.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna do a quick one.
I Yeah, no, here's the thing. They heard the show. That's why they reached out. They liked us.
Oh,
Then I told him about our numbers
ooh.
and the fact that no one else seems to like us anymore.
What about our numbers 2 years ago?
Yeah. Man, what I don't know what I think we gotta change our format or something.
We should probably get to the funny quicker. We've always had kind of a fuck 'em attitude.
Yeah. I think people got go ahead.
You want to know what the topic is today, Larry?
Nope.
Good. I'm gonna tell you anyway.
Reach out to Zig and Larry Ignore Topic at gmail.com and tell us what we're doing wrong.
I'm gonna tell you, I haven't looked that well. Um, one thing, here's the thing. I know I've said this a whole bunch of times. I don't take advice well, nor do I seek it out. I'm pretty sure that most people are idiots, myself included, but in their own fashion. Uh, and when you have a child, I can see where people like listen to advice with and don't take this weird, but like when you're younger and have children, because the world is still wide-eyed, bushy. You're like, oh, really? Oh, maybe that's very important. But the good news about having children for your first time in your 40s is you go, as long as they're not on fire, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna be okay. But everybody likes to give you fucking advice. But the advice that is now that I'm getting is very, very different than even 2, 3 years ago. My brother and I were 2 years apart. The advice that was they were giving out was different at the time. So use fucking common sense. So just to point things out, because I'm getting a little sick and tired of everybody telling me how to do things because they do them different. Larry, we're gonna go through the last 120 plus years or so and highlight some of the best baby advice from some of the best experts. These are doctors since the 1900s.
Since the 1900s. Yeah.
So these are the things that doctors, upon research, were telling people to do from the literally the aughts, the 1900s up until roughly today.
I'll tell you real quick.
Yeah.
When I had the first kid at 22,
Mm-hmm.
um
That kid was 22 when he came out.
yeah, fully
Oh,
grown and formed. It was amazing.
big boy.
He had a pension. Uh no,
And a
what I was
buggery. That's
uh,
penchant.
pension. He no, I didn't his mom wanted to read every like what to expect
No.
what to expect for the first 9 months, what to expect for the and I'm like, no. No, our job is to keep it alive and love it and try to not make not do anything that turns it into an asshole. And if it does start turning it into an asshole, we correct it so it
Mm-hmm.
isn't an asshole.
You arrest that behavior immediately.
Yeah, and that's it. That's what we do. We just love it and keep it alive. And no, we had to,
That's not actually exactly what I'm doing. I'm kind of leading into asshole. I'm encouraging the flipping off and stuff. I mean, she's not even close to, really being able to do much yet, but still,
but I
asshole's
would
asshole's relative.
the one person I listened to was my grandma.
Yeah. I feel like listening to people skips a generation.
Yeah. Well, because I know how bad my parents fucked me up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
I'm like,
every
I'm
other.
not gonna take any of your advice, but I will listen to my grandmother.
The problem is that everybody's is doing it wrong. There's no right
Yeah.
way to do it, so everybody's doing it wrong. And then once you're a parent, the tendency I can feel myself doing it to overcorrect the things that were done incorrectly. So
Uh,
then you fucking the ship is listing a little bit to port now as opposed to starboard,
yeah.
and the fucking kid goes overboard the other side. I'm shit. Oh well, I just hope she's gay. That's all I really want for her.
Right? Man, it's just that I really that would make things so much easier.
I would say I want her to be healthy, but she's already 0.5% plastic, so that's never going to happen. I would
Right.
say I want her to be happy, but the world's ending. So I just want her to, I don't know, find joy in the little things, masturbation and cigarettes. So back in the 1900s,
That's what they used
early,
to give kids with cigarettes in the early 1900s.
There was a book called The Mother and Her Child, which actually for 120 years ago was apparently fairly decent, we're gonna say. A lot of it was common sense. You know what I mean? Like don't hit it with a stick bigger than a tree, things like that. Uh
Here's how to get the demons out of it.
this is just a little they might have slipped up here. These get much worse from here. But little advice in the 1900s before breastfeeding. Okay?
Okay.
Maybe wash the nipple with water and soap. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, not crazy. Not crazy. Rinse then with boric acid. Uh,
Okay.
that is I mean it will I'll tell you right now, ain't gonna be nothing living on there. But
No,
it's gonna be a little tender
I would think.
on things like nipples and lips, brand new
Nipples,
lips.
nipples and lips, nipples and lips. That was our other idea for a children's show, and that PBS kicked us the fuck out when we here's the
Yeah.
storyboards.
God damn it. I did it in permanent on the storyboard. A quote from the book. For some reason, like if the thought of dousing your titties in acid after washing, after scrubbing, really, because I mean soap and then I was just a little caustic by itself. Could have been made with lye. Definitely had fucking stones in it. The quote is if the mother worries greatly or thoughtlessly gets very angry just before the nursing hour, because she's going to be a little testy before she puts her titties in acid.
Yeah.
It raises the blood pressure of the mother and often produces not only colic in the baby, but many times throws them into severe convulsions.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
So not only wash your titties in acid before putting your titty in the kid's mouth, but if you're pissy about it, you're gonna make your kid convulse.
Yeah, so pretty much I'm gonna guess most of this advice that you're gonna read to me is just uh women, it's your fault. You can't do anything right.
Mm,
Um you also you don't understand how your body works. Please let
true.
please let these men tell you what to do.
A lot of it is that men being men, we didn't a whole lot allow a whole lot of female doctrine 100 years.
No.
No,
It's
and
like
there was
it's like during the Civil War when all these soldiers kept getting gangrene and dying. And the nurses were like, "Hey, do you think maybe we should wash our hands between
yeah maybe
at
rubbing
all? Maybe
filth in an open wound is bad.
just at all." The doctor's like, "Don't be a pussy. These guys are men. You know, they're not delicate like women. Anyway, 'cause let me just get most of this horse shit off of my hand before I shove it up into his guts."
Get a mouthful of pig blood, spit it on there.
What? You heard me.
You heard me.
Who's the doctor?
What are you basing that on? Gumption.
Just a just tossing a fistful of leeches at your dick.
Handful of leeches. And how do you throw it, Larry?
Overhand.
Overhand.
Just a hand. It's an overhand toss.
Handful. No, no, not a toss. Like you're going to a fucking speed pitch at the
Oh,
carnival.
yeah, right, right. Trying to knock the bottles over.
You want your fucking shoulder to be sore as soon as you're done.
Uh, man, what's wrong with your shoulder? Did you get shot? Nah, I've been doctoring today. Oh, tossing leeches. Yeah, just launching them hard as I can, right,
Five or
right at
six and a
genitals.
handful, just buckshotting those right at the soldier's genitals.
Turns
Oh
out
boy.
they still die. They still die, but then they die with leeches all over their dick, and nobody
Medicine's
seems to
hard.
understand.
This is a very, very easy one. I feel like this comes up in a lot of times, but this is just one in the 1910, like in 1911. 1911, there was a book called The Handbook of Obstetric Nursing.
Okay,
Okay, so I like to cite the sources because this is like, yeah, it's probably from, I don't remember what the doctor is, but it's just the handbook for nurses. Okay,
sure.
warn mothers that those who quote unquote foolishly spoiled their little darlings would see them grow into little tyrants. New mothers were told to ignore their most fundamental instincts and avoid holding their baby at all unless they were feeding the baby, changing the diaper, or otherwise providing very basic care. So, if they shit, you can scrub them. If they're hungry, you can eat them. Or you can eat them. You can feed them.
Sure,
You can
that
eat.
too,
In
probably.
1911, you can do whatever you want, get away
Yeah,
with it.
and
Nobody
just
really keep
make
records.
another one.
Outside of that, Keep it in a drawer if it's screaming so that it doesn't become an asshole.
Otherwise, it'll become spoiled. We're raising men, not pussies. What the? It's no wonder everyone was so fucking broken for so long. It's
Well, we're still broken. Human beings are always going to be broken.
sure,
We're just
but
broken in different ways now.
yeah, look, everything makes me cry now. I'm admitting it. Everything makes me cry. Just anything, especially when it comes to daddy issue stuff. I just but it's at least now I'm letting it out as opposed to keeping it bottled in and then punching the refrigerator.
See, I punched the refrigerator, but only so I could feel something. So I'm like the exact opposite.
Oh, buddy,
Mhm.
yeah, that I get that. You need something to bite into the skin and remind you that you're human and this isn't all just a complete waste.
Well, the only thing that really makes me sad is thinking about the rest of my existence. Outside of that, I'm fine. As long as I don't consider that for a moment, live in the now is what I'm really trying to say.
Sure, absolutely. That's
And keep the now full of pharmaceuticals and pasta. And you should be fine. I like pasta is all I'm saying. It could be
I
different for you.
no, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of
Mm-hmm.
pasta.
I like pasta. So in the 1920s, doctoral behaviorist John Watson. So that was 1911, by the way, where it just said you're spoiling your children if you pick them up for any reason other than basic care.
Yeah.
John Watson, what did he say to that, Larry? He said, "That's good, but I could do better."
Oh my God. Hold my absinthe is what he
He,
said.
he didn't
Hold
say
my
maybe
laudanum. That's what there it is.
he didn't say, you know what, we've been fucking up for 10 years. I'm sorry. They probably just want a little cuddle. Nope. He advised mothers to be sensible, in quotes, how they interact with their babies. So he's going to be specific for you.
What? Be sensible. Like they're gonna have a conversation, just sit them down and be like, all
Yep.
right, Jacob, you're 3 months old now. You need to start earning your keep around here, acting a little bit more like a man.
You're not far off.
Fuck
Direct
me.
quote from this fucker. Never hug and kiss them or let them sit in your lap. Give them a pat on the head if they have made an extraordinary good job of a difficult task. If you must, this is from his paper, Psychological Care of the Infant and Child. That's where we're taking this from John Watts, 1920s. If you must, kiss them once on the forehead when they say goodnight. If you must.
Jesus.
And that is for mothers. Shake hands with them in the morning. Never hug or kiss them. Shake hands with them in the morning.
Shake hands with them.
Good morning, little boy. Mm-hmm. Rasher of bacon and 3 cigarettes for breakfast. Come on in.
You're five. Time to send you to the mines. It's time for you to start learning how to earn your keep.
This one I know I'm pretty sure you've seen before, but I didn't see this cute little addendum. This is we're going decade by decade in the 30s. In the 30s, it was popular in big cities because high rises are a thing now. So a lot of families are living in cities. They're living in apartment complexes. They're living in tall buildings. And babies need fresh air.
Uh-huh.
So it was a product. Yeah, I know you know. Uh, it was a product for babies. It's think of a window air conditioner unit,
Mm-hmm.
only instead of a window air conditioner unit, it's a cage. It's a cage that hangs out your window. It's literally an iron cage with nothing underneath, iron bars that you throw your baby in so that they can not only have fresh air, but be in full sun all day. I know you're looking for a picture of it, and I'm going to let you because you're not going to find the picture of the favorite part of this. But you've seen those, right?
Yep.
These like old timey pictures. You ever see a baby in one that was happy?
No.
It's just toddlers in jail being suspended like a fucking like torture in ancient France, just fucking just hung from a cage outside of the battlements. Uh, yeah, you're gonna let's see if you find one that has the yep. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So here's a couple. Here's a couple. It's a None of these kids look very happy by any means. They look
No.
like there probably wasn't a whole lot of. They did look sturdy. Things were built well. You know what I mean? It was all
Yes.
metal construction. I don't think these things were falling out of the windows. But
Not
Larry,
often.
here's the thing. If you got that I don't think you've ever picked up on before, and we're talking like, yeah, oh yeah, just miles in the air. We're
It
talking the
is.
10th floor.
Look at this kid. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? Oh, there we go.
You can see straight down. Oh yeah, these two fuckers. Uh, but some of the higher end models, Larry, they did come with curtains. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
But the curtains aren't for the kid, Larry. The curtains are for the wall side so that you can keep the fucking sunlight out. So you weren't annoyed by the sunlight if it was too bright, so your kids can be on the other side enjoying the day.
I hate everything. Oh
I
my
can kind of see
God.
how they got from A to B on that though. Like, shit was dirty on the floor. He needs some air. Although in the cities in the 1930s, how clean was the air? The Industrial Revolution was on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything that moved was spouting fucking cancer up into the sky. It still is, but even then it was like visible.
Yeah. Well, you had to do this to get the soot off of you every time you went outside.
Yeah. So suspend your kid out the window. And if it gets too bright, opt for the fancy one with the little
Yeah.
half curtains.
Look,
So it's a little Jimmy can just fucking deal with itself.
Mildred, we're not fancy folk. If you want that, you just pin a blanket up in the window.
Well, somebody had, because curtains were a thing, but somebody had to go, well, the curtain, it's just going to be just resting on the sides of the cage. It could
How
snag it.
many children got pecked at by hawks? That's what
I
I.
don't know, but I'm guessing they're going to be all immigrants and of Slavic nature. It seems
Yes.
like something the Poles would do. I don't know why. It seems like Eastern and Middle European families would be a
Oh.
big fan of just hanging their children out the window. And I don't. I'm trying. God, there's no way to say that without being a bigot. But it just seems like in the cities, like the Irish, like put little Patty out in the window, and then forget about him for
Yeah.
a while, because this would have been the time when that little boy had become a man, and his kid is like, well, when I was a kid, all I got was a handshake.
At least this kid gets a
At
cage.
least he gets a sunburn.
Put Patrick out in the baby cage. We're about to make him a little brother.
So let's go to the 40s, shall we? There's some
Yeah, let's see if it
music
gets
happens.
better.
Uh, so so this is one specific instance, and I don't know that this is like by any means like a sign of the times for the 40s, but there's a guy named Philip Wiley who wrote a lot of books about child rearing, just how the world was going in general, really. Um, the title of his book on child rearing in the 40s is called Generation of Vipers,
What the fuck?
mostly on American critique, but when he was or American culture, but when he started his critique on child rearing, quotes, middle-aged, overweight mothers who were raising namby-pamby princes ill-suited to the rigors of real life. He called the American boys in the 40s the most prissy people on the earth. He explained this is happening because nonsensically, mothers simply didn't have enough household work.
What?
Because in the 40s, things were too easy on women. They weren't churning their own butter or conceivably, I
No,
don't
they were
think,
just working in the steel mills.
inseminating their own beef on a daily. I don't know.
They were working in the steel mills and then still trying to raise children while they weren't sure if their husbands were ever coming home. Sure, the women had it too easy and they raised a bunch of weak men. That's,
He says hitherto, which I believe is old timey for when I was a boy.
yeah.
This is back when people were still think that that meant something. In my day, fuck your day. Your day sucked. Your day was over. Your day had no video games. Fuck you and your day.
Yeah.
It's this day. I'm 45. It's not even my day anymore. It hasn't been my day for a while. I'm not going to tell you about my day. I'm going to fondly remember it while I'm touching my own penis.
You know what? I like this day because I do have video games. I have sparkling water and a device to keep that and my beer cold. Thank you very much.
You know, in my day, fuck you. So, hitherto, in my day, mom was so busy raising a large family, keeping house, doing the chores, and fabricating everything in the home except the floor and the walls that she was rarely a problem to her family or to her equally busy friends, and never one to herself. Usually, until very recently, mom folded up and died of hard work somewhere in the middle of her life.
Oh my God.
And his quote, and he's saying this, that's a quote, the good old days.
You know, when women folded up and died in the middle of their life so that dad could then go marry a younger woman and and then she would come into the house. He would get her knocked up 2 or 3 times, and but she would have the energy to at least keep up on everything.
So because women are not keeling over, dying somewhere in the middle, even somewhere in the middle of their life,
Yeah,
he prefers it
which
when they die before they're done.
back then was 32, 35 at best.
She broke her back. The oxen died, so she was tilling the field. She was just too busy to be a bother. So now she's got all this time on her hands. She's raising pussy children.
Giving him hugs, giving him a kiss in the morning and at night.
Oh God. So let's get into I consider the 50s for some reason the beginning of modernish times.
Hmm.
I put the issue. I don't know why.
Because we kidnapped a bunch of Nazi scientists who started making our lives easier.
There we go. That's that's a whole fucking show right
That's
there.
a whole show. We actually, you know what? Maybe we should both like find a topic we want to talk about, and then actually do some. Both of us do research on it and bring it to the table. Oh my God, we could
We
start doing that.
D plus it, right?
I mean, yeah, but if we between both, like, come on, if we had a group project and we D plus effort it, we'd get a C plus, or maybe even, I mean, two D pluses equal a C.
No, it equals a bigger D plus. It's actually inversely. It's like both of you, that's all you got, but we did it together.
We did it as a team.
And then the theme from Laverne and Shirley plays in the background. Um,
We're gonna do it.
our way. God, that's an old joke for us.
Yeah.
If the
That
50s is
was off
modern,
the air before we were born, wasn't
if
it?
the fifth, oh yeah, pretty sure. Well, no, it was in color. If the 50s are modernish times for people who are 45, or at least for us.
Yeah,
So if you're in your 20s, are the 70s modernish times? What would they
probably.
consider? I don't know. I don't know. Is it the same?
The
Is it
dark times.
inversely proportionate? It doesn't matter. I only bring this up in the 1800s. This was just a thing. But mothers were counseled to roll their babies in lard once a day. I can almost see where you get that in the 1800s because science hasn't been invented yet. But I'm guessing for cradle cap and shit, like like dry skin.
Yeah.
There was no Aveeno. Like, oh no, you got lard around the house, throw it on the kid. Then cook with it. But
They're
is this
just using
filthy?
it for bait now.
You can cook the dirt out of stuff. Um, so this isn't terrible.
Cover
It's
the
just
baby in
overdoing
lard,
it.
put it in a cage on the windowsill, wait for a predator. Now you can kill it and use the meat and the fur.
And the fur. For what? Being fuzzy on the outside. Just
Fuzzy on
fuzzy
the
on the
outside.
outside. You put the fuzzy on the inside, it's going to get matted. So they just went the other way with it in the 50s. And this actually isn't terribly bad, but it was like, this is common. Now we're getting to like common knowledge of raising children. So the 1959's Do's and Don'ts of Childcare, uh, from something called Best Wishes magazine, which didn't make it, like, whatever. So, bathe the baby every day in hot weather, three minimum times a day.
What?
When it's
What?
hot, you have to clean the kid 3 minutes at a time. I'm guessing because in the 50s, they just realized that germs existed. So it's kind of like them telling us to duct tape the windows when there's possible like chemical attacks. It's like that's not gonna really
That's
do
not.
anything.
It just
So
maybe
they
makes you feel better.
in the 50s, somebody finally, like Louis Pasteur, finally made milk not kill you. So they're like, you know what? Scrub them 3 times a day when it's hot out. That's probably
Scrub them three
necessary.
times a day, give them a shot of penicillin and a sip of whiskey, and they're fine.
Also, never let anybody ever kiss the baby. That's still a thing because we've gone with it. Yeah.
Never show your child love. Great. Okay.
If it's absolutely necessary, hold the baby so the kiss only lands on the back of the neck to keep the germs away from the face.
Oh, so we started learning about germs and now we're super paranoid about germs. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
all these boomers that are like, bah, I used to eat dirt and drink mud water and I was fine and I never got sick. Your mom was told not to kiss you because germs. So also the don't let anyone touch the baby because germs. And
when did the microscope like become not only like well not invented but just like more like commonly used? Because now you're seeing shit, everything's squiggly. If you look at anything, there's shit on it. Wash that baby constantly. Never kiss it on the face. Rub it and bleach it. Bleach your child from the eyes down.
power wash it with scalding hot water.
This this is my favorite, and I almost want to end it on this. But we're
Okay.
going. Do we end it on this, or do we go in order? Yeah, I'm gonna skip one. I'm gonna skip my favorite from the '60s. Let's see how much time do we got? We got a little bit of time.
Yeah, I
You know what?
yeah.
Okay, I'll hit the because the '80s were like for us basically. The '80s were uh, your child needs to sleep on their stomach, which was actually at least based in some manner of logic. Baby do spit up a lot, so
Uh-huh.
they put this kid on the stomach, and but that kills children in greater numbers than on the back apparently. So like, I don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't do
because
that.
their little heads get tired and they put their little faces into the mattress and then they
Yeah,
just suffocate.
asphyxiate. Yeah. So
Because
now,
babies are dumb.
but I was such a fucking idiot. Like it wasn't terribly long before we got pregnant. I'm like, no, no pillows, no blankets, no stuffed animals in the crib. No. What do they sleep with? The hope of life. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's because so many babies have autoerotic asphyxiation kinks,
Ooh,
and but they are too young to know when to stop.
is that a thing? I mean, I'll have to do, oh boy. In the '70s,
Mhm.
women are still things. So sending children to finishing school or your daughters to finish charm school,
Yeah. Hmm.
those uh, big, a big, sorry, there are a bunch of these all over the place. Sears Discovery Charm School. Sears Roebuck. The more for your life at Sears. Like where to send your little children, your
Go get a
babies,
haircut, a
your
shitty suit, a set of socket wrenches, and charm school for your little darling.
and we'll teach your daughter how to be a proper lady. Very similar to praying the gay away, but we're gonna make any of her tendencies to be herself different, and we're gonna mold her into a woman that we think everybody else wants her to be when she grows up. So it's
Yay.
a similar thing. Uh, they promise to turn awkward daughters into elegant young women by studying the subjects that would help each girl uncover their unique looks, movement, speaking, and personality. Unfortunately, the options of classes presented were exercise, diet, voice, modeling, skincare and grooming, makeup, fashion, and manners. That was the sum total of the curriculum. Pick whatever you want. We'll help you be the best you.
That infuriates me.
So, and there's a couple more, and then I
Fucking
think
man.
30 years ago they were telling people to put kids in timeout, but doing it for like hours. Well, at least you won't hear them. I got,
Well,
but
we just got thrown outside. Get the fuck out of the house. When can I come back in? Never. I'll let you know. Okay. You'll be taking dinner in the yard. Oh, fantastic. What's dinner? A piece of bread and the hope that I let you back in. Oh, joy. All right.
we used to drink from the hose. Yeah, but we did it because it was there. You did it to survive. Um, In the 60s, there was a doctor, MD, named Walter Sackett. In the 60s,
Uh-huh.
I brought up the 50s modern-ish. In the 60s is modern-ish. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
That's when the turn started making, like we started
I mean, there's no internet, but we can do stuff. We're getting there. We
yeah.
haven't stole Nazi technology or alien technology at this point, so you know we're doing okay. But Walter Sackett is an MD. Uh, when you, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna show my hand here, but I don't care. When when you were raising your children, Larry, when did you introduce foods other than milk, formula, breast milk, whatever it was? But when did you introduce not that?
Uh oh God. Well, I've couple few months, like when they soft cereals, when the doctor would be like, all right, it's about 6 months, you can start it, or 5 months, whatever it was. You can start, maybe it was four, I don't know, but you can start, the soft cereals, like and baby foods and soft stuff. And then as soon as Glenn got two teeth, that was soon as he got two teeth, he had to have one on top and one on bottom. We started feeding him everything: summer sausage, cheese,
Nice.
crackers,
Okay.
pizza. I
Mhm.
because I was just like, I got a little buddy, but my little buddy needs a top tooth and a bottom tooth to chew. And but yeah, so that was kind of, I don't know if that's good or not, but man.
Well, they're healthy. They're fine now. I'm sure a lot of kids who follow Walter Sackett's advice are healthy and fine now. But you were utilizing, at least what you were utilizing, not only the, again, this is the problem, is that the advice from your doctors changes, and every doctor is a little bit crazy on their own right.
Uh-huh.
So your doctor said, hey, and you said you saw teeth, and you went, nature gave him teeth for summer sausage. I get it. Walter Sackett, in his book, Bringing Up Babies, when do you start to introduce solid foods? 2 days old.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here's a cheeseburger.
At 2 days old, no, he had a whole fucking regimen. At 2 days old, it was a cereal with the consistency of honey. Okay, the soft cereal that you mentioned. This is 2 days old. This is 48 hours out of the womb. We're still counting fingers and toes at this point, which was to be given before any breast milk, because breast milk is terrible for children, according to the doctor who knows better than millennia of common sense. By 2 weeks, babies should be eating vegetables. By 3 months, bacon and eggs. And by 6 months old, they should start the day with daily black coffee.
His research was paid for by the coal mining industry.
Two
We
days old, cereal.
I need
two
him
weeks,
I need him ready for the
vegetables.
mines at 8, maybe 10 at the latest.
I'm amazed that you went vegetables first, knowing this cocksucker, really. It's like, never give him asparagus, it pussifies him. Baby's gonna have vegetables in 2 weeks, 3 months, bacon
No,
and eggs, specifically bacon and eggs, by the way. That's three, that's just it. And then and then 6 months they can start black coffee daily. Daily.
notice no fruits. No
No.
fruits.
He also advised strongly against middle of the night feedings, even for newborns. Told mothers to avoid the temptation to pick up their baby and cuddle them if he cries for food. Why are we just advising mothers to not help their children when they're doing the only thing they can do to get attention?
I just want a hug. Well, I'm sorry, 2-day-old infant, you're a pussy.
The needs are not that. It's like, well, they're a little uncomfortable. Maybe they want a hug. Maybe they shat themselves. Maybe they're hungry. Outside of that, they're pretty simple. Well, what should I do? Never touch them? Perfect.
Perfect, great. And
Nailed it.
no, well, you're too busy making another one. Uh,
Oh, you filthy cunts.
what?
That's my favorite. Dr. Sacker, MD. He's going to tell you what to do.
Here's bacon and eggs and black coffee.
Why is he hungry in the middle of the night? Because he's got no teeth and you're giving him a fucking rasher, stupid.
it's It's just raising an entire generation of private detectives. Bacon,
Make sure
eggs,
to
black
adhere the
coffee.
trench coat to your baby's skin with safety pins.
Don't let the fedora fall off, or they might think he's gay.
I tell you all of that to tell you this, America. Whatever they say,
And
when somebody
Germany. Don't
says,
forget Germany. We still got
and
lots of
Germany and
listeners.
Denmark, oh God, what they say, you know what they say? Fuck they who are them. They used to say black coffee and fucking cigarettes are fine. So do what you think is right. Try not to kill anyone. You should be okay. Just
Yeah.
don't worry too much about what they tell you. There is no they. They could be Dr. Sackler, dipshit MD.
They could be an entire 100 years of doctors saying, don't hug your child.
This isn't like a pamphlet that he put out by himself. This was published. Like somebody's like, oh yeah, he's a doctor.
Oh, well, that
And
makes
I'm
perfect sense.
and I'm sure, humans being humans, there had to have been somebody who was also a doctor going, please don't listen to that man. That's bad for your baby.
Don't give the don't give the newborn bacon and eggs.
You know how the newborn's mother is still producing food from their breasts the way that nature had intended, which by the way is not weird and should be fine for everybody involved.
Uh-huh.
Let's stick with that for a bit and maybe go a little slow and just see how this particular baby does with
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. Just go slow. How about
Yeah.
that?
How about how about that? How about we the particular needs of the child?
And God, coffee in the 60s. Jesus Christ. That's damn near broth. You know what
Well, yeah, that's the part you didn't read.
I
They want you to thicken the black coffee with bouillon.
mean? Bouillon. Have the blood of a ram or something,
make,
probably.
make them strong. Strong like bull.
Make them strong in the soul. Oh God, so they can go and crush the Russians.
Right? Yeah. Have you seen what they're doing with their kids?
You
It's
raise a
six
whole bu-
months.
you raise a whole bunch of immigrant babies out on cages in the goddamn air. They're gonna have some weird ideas when they grow up. That's just a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet Dr. Sackler was a cage baby.
I can't wait. It was a cage baby. I can't wait until we look back in 40 years ago. We were doing what? Holy shit. But
Oh, we
that's
were
how science works, everybody. You do something, you try it, you do the best with what you got at the time, and then 30 years down the road, you're like, that was cancer. And you're like, ah, fuck.
but can't believe we were hugging these babies so much. Look at the pussies. Look at all these pussies.
Well, we discovered, that hugging babies, people in their 60s if they're hugged too much. Slowly and slowly reduces their clavicle. And then it's just from hugs. Yeah, from holding a baby.
It's from they made them weak, so
Bouncing a child on your knee causes scoliosis. It's just a thing. We found that out.
it crushes the spine. Don't
And
do that.
vaccinations never caused autism.